The 30-second countdown. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a new edition of Hard Pill to Swallow. We're on our conservative kick today. Topic of discussion is Charlie Kirk death reaction, how it happened, how we came to this point. Is all of that backfiring on the Democratic Party? And the main reason why, personally, I feel is going to be because of the internet. The internet does not forget, it does not forgive. Your thoughts on that, Paul?
I don't know if it's so much backfiring on Democrats. They're going to be who they are, at least the far left of that party. But I think it's drawn the Republicans together. And I think it showed a different side of them during the tribute they had. You know, it wasn't a lot of, I mean, it was a little rhetoric, but there was a lot of forgiveness. A lot of bringing together, and I think that was a good look. So I think it's more about Republicans coming across as reasoned and forgiving more than it was demonizing Democrats.
I mean, typically, that's what the Republican Party typically does. We're not the ones that actually go out and commit political violence historically.
True, but but that's the rhetoric you hear about it. So for it to be put on display,
the Republicans typically normally do kind of hold it. They don't go looking to demonize and do all that extra stuff. Go ahead, Paul.
This is true. I think when Erica Kirk forgave the alleged shooter during her speech, that carried a lot of weight. You know, that took a lot to, and sometimes people get that confused with saying that she didn't want him prosecuted. She spiritually forgave him, realizing that justice via the courts still is to come. So both of those things can occupy that space. She can forgive him, and she did make sure to mention that you don't see nobody rioting, you don't see nobody taking to the streets and burning up stuff and turning over cars and, you know, doing the things that you would expect someone to do because of the political environment that we're in.
I mean, that political environment is only created by one side, though. You know what I'm saying? They're the only ones that are talking about, hey, when's the last time a president was shot? When run up and if you see some conservatives in a restaurant, walk up to them and tell them they're not welcome here, punch them in the face, put your hands in their face and doing all that. That's dangerous rhetoric, calling them fascists and all that stuff. That you give people a climate to where they have to lash out and attack because they feel like, oh, I don't want to be in ovens like, you know, the swastika people did to the Jews.
No, that
you know, oh, I gotta protect myself from that. Everybody running around trying to be you know, they're being extra fanatical about it. Like, oh God, the sky is falling. Everybody's Chicken Little. not understanding that that's how it's being painted out to be. It's being painted out to be like, oh, this is some kind of the sky is falling. There's nothing we can do about it. We got to fight back. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're saying it. You know what I'm saying? Just because they lost and mainly I think it's mainly because the left really just hates Donald Trump that bad that they're gonna make it a us versus them thing. But it's blowing up in their face with the Charlie Kirk thing because you ended up taking out somebody that was damn near a saint as far as walking on earth goes.
You made a good
As
point,
far as how
Kenny.
it looks. Go ahead.
You made a good point. I think they hate Donald Trump more than they love America.
Yeah, it's one of them things like and so now anything that's tied up with that, like I think it's going to
Yeah.
go farther down the line. Like JD Vance run, any Republican from now on that runs under the MAGA groups, so they love saying, "Oh, you MAGA, 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 MAGA." I've never seen people acting crazy like this. Like it's shit's crazy. Like, oh, I voted for Trump. That does not what is what is this, a game?
I
I
think
voted for him. I voted for him because what he said aligned more with what I feel versus
right,
what ass was talking about.
right. Agree with that. I agree with that.
I will say this.
Nicole, what are your thoughts? Do you think that this is going to be a nail in their coffin? Go ahead. Oh,
I've never
then we go to
voted.
Nicole.
I've never voted in my life. I don't believe in the system. I don't believe that. I believe that they're together. I believe Trump's a part of it as well. I believe they're all one and they're all clinking glasses in other fucking rooms that we don't know about, while they pull all the strings and make us all emotional and ready to fight each other
The
and
emotional play.
depressed and all that shit, while they make all their plans and push us to where they want to push us like a bunch of cattle.
I believe that
Right.
typically when it comes to just the Republican and Democratic Party is just the unity, the entities themselves. I do, however, feel that the Republican Party has always operated more so on a moral level.
Right,
Every
but that's
bit of
part. But
every
that's
bit of
part
civil
of
rights legislation, all this stuff has always come from Republican side.
that's part of the
You say that
play.
you think
Like,
that's part of the game?
yeah, there's a script. The devil tells the truth too.
Yeah.
I don't think there's so much.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, the devil will tell the truth even while he's lying.
Yeah, he's trying to convince you, manipulate you. Like they're lying and
Go ahead,
telling the
Lauren.
truth at the same time. That's the best lies.
Yeah, I don't think you're too far off on that. I mean, I don't think that's a far-fetched notion that could be, but I will say, I mean, it looks like, they hate this man because he doesn't operate, under their plans. They don't. Donald Trump came in like a bull in a china shop. I mean, he came in wrecking all their plans, and I think that's why they, want the world to hate him so bad. They want us to hate him so bad because he wrecks their plans, and I think personally he just can't be
Republicans
bought.
didn't even like him.
Right, right, because he doesn't go along with their script. But I do think your notion, Nicole, I do think that is a viable notion. I mean, I do think there is a script, but I think
No,
Donald Trump doesn't play by it.
I think he does. I think he's playing his role. Have you seen Civil War, the movie?
I tried to watch it, but I fell asleep. Actually,
I
it's
don't know
on
how I don't know how
HBO.
you.
Civil War.
It's very intense. I don't know how you fell asleep, because you're thrown right into the middle of the American Civil War, where Texas has seceded, California has seceded from the United States, and the
The
current president, they don't say who,
Marvel
won't leave
one.
the White House.
Mm.
Who's been talking about that? Who's saying we're not going to vote anymore? Talking about a third term, and it's about the reporters heading up to DC so they can get the scoop when they kill the president.
But by law, he can't have a third term. But would it be so bad? I mean, the things he does for America are amazing. I think there's great times in
Versus
America right now.
I'm not in disagreement with his decisions or anything like that. I just think that there's a deeper and bigger picture behind all of that facade.
I understand. I
And
understand.
it's gonna be short lived. Like once he's gone,
I can see that, but
once he's gone,
it's guaranteed to be short lived. I mean, he's finna be
yeah, gone.
everything's gonna resort back to the old. You think so?
Oh yeah.
I personally
I
with
pray
this,
it
like
doesn't.
I say with the title, like I said with the title, with the way that the things that went down with the Charlie Kirk, with the reactions, the way people were slandering the man and stuff like that. I think that's opening a lot of the people that are on the left eyes, because it's a lot of people that are exiting from the Democratic
Well, that's
Party and
part of the
going to the
division.
Republican Party. They're losing more voters.
That's part of the division, though. Like that's the whole point of having a civil war is we're gonna be divided and we're gonna
Look,
have to either stand up or figure out
they're
what the hell
causing the
we're gonna
division.
do.
Right. Let's pray we
Yeah,
never have a civil war. Let's pray we don't have a civil war, because black people would be at the bottom of the barrel on that. So we don't want that. we would lose terribly.
I think we would all lose a lot. I mean, we would
Yeah,
faction
we
off, and
would.
that's the
if
scary
it's a
part.
race war, I don't think it's. See, this is the thing. Everybody's gonna, everybody's all of the common people are gonna lose. The elites are definitely gonna be put up somewhere. They're gonna be hiding somewhere.
Right.
The thing is, it's not gonna be necessarily a race war. It's gonna be a class war.
Right.
This is a class war. This is about
It's
serfs
gonna
and
be
peasants
about
and kings and
opinions.
knights and
It's gonna be about opinions and feelings and whatever. It's survival and food
Yeah.
and water.
Well, that being the concept, I believe that's going on already on Facebook and on social media. I mean, guys like me and Kenny, we get ostracized by our own community just because we stand, where we stand politically. But it's not that we are against people. We love people. When we love them, it's just that we stand on our values. And I think, what Donald Trump does aligns with my values. And so I have to support the man. But I mean, being where I'm from, I get ostracized because of this. They well, he ain't with the cause. And I'm like, what? Like, if you really look into it, I mean, if you're really pro-black, Donald Trump aligns with the
man, I was
pro-black.
talking to a chick. I was talking to a black chick the other day.
It's just logic.
I
It's like
understand that.
it's straight logic.
I was
Like, right? It's
Right.
just logic. I don't understand it. Like they're a bunch of zombies. Like it's straight logic right in front of your eyes. Like
I agree.
like this is the issue. The issue, like I said, is not going to be about. It's not going to be about races, because both sides have on the left, people that are on the right are more the moderate people that are more conservative, have Christian values, church,
Right.
some kind of moral values, not necessarily. But it's like the people on the left are pushing everything that's abominations to their religions to even down for 90% of religions.
That's true.
And they're trying to stand on that. You can't build a house on a big lot like that, on a lot like that. You got people that say, oh well, yeah, what is a woman? If you can't identify what a woman is, you need to go and just
Politics is not your problem at that point.
If you can't identify what a woman is, you know what you need to do. You're living in a whole nother reality. Like it's not reality. When you talk about transgenderism, I have a transgender cousin, which is fine. You do what you do. But my cousin also told me that he regrets doing the surgeries. He regrets all them hormones because it's all attacking his body now.
Right.
What people don't understand is, like, you born in the body you are, so that's gonna be that's what you are. But it makes no logical sense for a man to say, I'm a gay man, I'm gonna change my body into a woman so I can sleep with other gay men. That's kind of oxymoron, because if that was the case, why don't the other dude be straight and get him a woman?
Right.
Why don't the other guy just stay straight and get him a woman? If you're gonna turn in to look like a woman, you're gonna cut your thing off, and now like y'all really defeat the purpose.
To your point,
It
Kenny,
becomes a
I
mental
agree.
issue at that point.
I agree with you on that point.
I wish I didn't have to try to understand that point, because I deal with the people, because I talk to people all the time. I got different types of customers that are transgender or bisexual or this, that, and the third. LGB has always been around.
Right.
Throughout history. We used to fight in wars together. We build buildings together. We do all that. When they started adding all the other ideologies,
it's to erase gender, because they want us all the same.
To what that was,
because
that was at that point
eventually
what it should have stepped up.
Eventually,
yeah, that's what they do. They want to erase gender.
Wombs outside.
They want to erase gender because eventually they're going to do that too. But they're eventually going to get to that scientific breakthrough. They haven't done it yet.
They're already doing it.
You think they already got?
That's what it.
You think they're already ready to have babies in test tubes?
They've already done that.
But to that point though, and I don't think a lot of people on the left understand that that's the type of stuff they're voting for. When I'm debating with these people and I'm arguing with these people, a lot of them are unaware of the bullshit that their party is pulling in. They don't understand the bullshit that their party is standing for. They think they're just voting for a black woman. This is what they think. You know, they're not smart enough to go look in. Not smart enough. I'm not attacking their wisdom, but I'm saying that they're not inclined enough to go look in and say, hey, what else comes with this? You know, what am I voting for? They think they're just voting for a black face. I'm voting for the sister, and they're not understanding that the left is trying to indoctrinate children sexually. They're trying to tell children they can change their sex. Right. Right. And this goes against
as well.
You'd almost have to dismiss all the scriptures that you learned to actually vote for this stuff.
They're not going to care about growing babies outside the womb if they don't even want to have the babies.
Right.
If they're okay with killing it. Yeah, exactly.
They're already in that.
If they're okay with deleting the child.
Right. So that's the whole point.
I made the mistake. My first child, which I paid for an abortion.
Co-ed bathrooms. Like eventually we will have co-ed bathrooms.
I don't know how the heck you're supposed to say that online. Yeah. It's like they're people are giving up their humanity. They're giving up what they're as a human.
Right. Right, man.
You have two prime directives: survive, replicate. They're giving up the idea of replication and other stuff. So it's like, yeah, I can see exactly what you're talking about. That's what they're trying to do. It's basically population control.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then they create their own beings and they can perfect the DNA. That's what they're doing.
So is it safe to say that the Democratic Party has become the party of unhinged feminism? I mean, can we say that?
I think that it's if you want to break it into parties, yes, that's the show and their script. That's the script they're on, and then the Republicans have their script. Yes. And I do see, you know, it's these people are under a spell. Like we're walking amongst demons. Like this is a spiritual fucking war that's happening right now. And we're fighting against the future. We're fighting against technology. We're fighting against a lot of things right now. And it's beyond this, you know, Democrat and Republican shit. Like this is controlled through the families and trickling down, and they're like this with the strings, you know, and everybody's fighting amongst each other and, you know, forgetting about God, and God isn't real, and, you know, we're killing people that didn't do anything wrong, have no rap sheet, and we're happy about it. and we're
Yeah, I think
making
that was pretty evil right there. What I
we're
seen,
making GoFundMe's for killers. We're
what I
raising money
what
for
I
killers, you know.
For
what I seen
murderers.
in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death really opened my eyes to a lot of people's evil ways, and I mean, I was shocked. I was very shocked that I had to delete.
Yeah.
I had to delete preachers. I mean, I'm talking about
Yeah.
actual pastors that were. I mean, you're slandering a dead man, and I
That
just
was
can't see how a
celebrating.
pastor would. I
Most of
couldn't
them
see
didn't
it.
even know who he was.
Right, and but you're getting applause and.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I know. I moved
That
closer to
Wi-Fi.
mine.
Is it the
I have
Wi-Fi?
all
Or is it
something.
Jasmine Crockett? The Wi-Fi took him out. Jasmine Crockett put in a call.
Yeah, he probably can come right back. I was having
But
trouble
no,
too.
he's back.
Okay, cool.
He's back. Wi-Fi do that to you. To play games with you, dirty games.
I feel like COVID for me was what woke me up to everybody being a demon. I saw who was who, and I was like, no.
The COVID. Did
Oh,
you get
yeah.
the shot?
No, I'm a white lady trying to kill black people. That's who I am.
Oh no! You got the shot, Kenny?
I can't hear you.
I can't hear him either. I think you muted.
Yeah,
I got it, but I didn't have a choice, man.
yeah. It's unfortunate. Some people didn't have.
Can you hear me now?
Everybody had a
There you go.
choice.
Okay. Yeah.
No. I didn't have a choice.
I got
didn't
it.
have a choice.
Everybody had a choice.
No, it don't work like that in the military, man. It don't work like that.
Yeah, you walk away from the military like 8,000 others did.
And give up my retirement. That ain't gonna work.
I understand, but there
Yeah, that ain't
was
gonna
a
work.
choice. I
That ain't
understand
gonna
being
work.
forced, but there was a choice.
No. It ain't no choice. It ain't no choice. It's go
Everybody in a
get it
position.
or don't. Yeah, I mean, it's just you have to go get it. And then we didn't. I think we just didn't have enough information about what
Yeah,
was going on at
I
the
got it
time.
because my mama's older.
No, I had all
Yeah.
the information. That's why I got banned.
But we trust the government.
No,
Right. Yeah.
that makes no sense out of all the history that we have to trust the government on medical stuff. Like with all this stuff, that just makes no sense.
Yeah, that's true. Thank God.
They
So I
love
didn't have no
people
side
love
effects, man. Thank God. But I heard about people having
people love
terrible side effects and stuff like that, and I was like, oh man.
People are dead, like thousands.
Yeah.
Man, I had to shorten this of breath a couple times, stuff like that. I know some people that have had heart trouble and stuff after having their shot, like immediately.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
we're
Many for it to
ignoring
be
the
a
injured.
coincidence.
We're ignoring the dead. So that's why when I'm watching, I know I'm watching a script because we're totally ignoring the dead and the injured like it never fucking happened. Like nothing happened 4 years ago. Like I really feel like I'm surrounded by fucking zombies because nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody. But I'm crazy for talking about it and being passionate about it because people are fucking dead. People
Right.
are deformed.
Well, you know,
They're
you're
fucking
conspiracy
handicapped for
theorists.
life. And nobody wants to say anything about it. We're just acting like it. Oh well, yeah, they lied to us. Yeah, we trusted them. Like really? How are we going to talk about racism for 8 years before Trump and then decide that the government has something great for us to put in our bodies? Like really? Like that made no sense. But I'm Brandon, the white lady, trying to kill black people for telling you not to take the shit. Like,
Because you're telling them not
that's
to go do it.
crazy. That's crazy. I'm in crazy town, and I'm trying to stay sane in crazy town. That's the way I feel about all of it. Even
You're not in
watching
crazy
Trump.
town. You're in a crazy dimension. It's a dimension. I know, but I'm saying it's a dimension. Everything that you think you see is upside down right now. So it's kind of hard to even navigate what's going on.
Oh,
You're like, I give up.
I see it clearly. Clearly. Like, no, this is crazy. This is crazy. And we're arguing about Trump and what have you. And I'm like, people are like dead by the thousands, like 100,000s. And all the lies, we have it on video. All the lies, like, and nobody wants to talk about it. We act like it didn't happen, which I said we would. We're just gonna act like it never happened, you know. And the injured will come out and they'll act like they have new information on the shots, but it's not new information. They already had that information. I had that information. So the information was there. They just acted like they didn't have the information or side effects, or like there's 1,200 side effects, possible side effects, 9 pages long.
So they knew before they even gave out the shot.
Yeah.
They knew before they gave the shot it was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a report that they said they knew, and they said they suppressed the leak of, they suppressed the information.
Blockers.
Well, that's why they made it experimental at first. You know, yeah, we tested it, but we're going to see now what it really does, you know, on a larger scale. And before, vaccines weren't allowed to hit the market if they killed anybody. But now it seems okay as long as it was a small percentage compared.
Yeah, and now
it's okay. People die. Yeah, I already know this is deeper. This is spiritual. This is like I said, I'm surrounded by motherfuckers celebrating death, and you know all of it. Like it's all like this is. I'm in Demonville, dude.
It does feel like that. I'm not gonna lie. It does feel like that sometimes.
I think if we could just look at the practical outcome, to get back to the original point of the Charlie Kirk, I think it's important to remember most people are not as hyper political as, say, us on this feed that take the time to dig into this stuff. Most people go through their life and they live off sound bites. Yeah, they live off sound bites. So the important thing about Charlie Kirk is the people that see how crazy the left has been behind his death, they've actually stepped back and be like, hold on a minute, this is way out of bounds. You celebrating this guy dying. And they might not like the right. They might not like anybody, but they know what they don't like. Right. And they know what offends them. So I saw a report the other day. It's moving people in the middle and Democrats that are, you know, solidly in the middle more towards the Republican Party, not because they got some new affinity for being a conservative, but they felt so offended by what happened. And y'all had mentioned the transgender ideological battle that we got going on. One thing that I've noticed, or that I heard a guy say that made a lot of sense, is it so much about the trans ideology or the trans person, or is it being able to get you to believe something that's not true? Because once they get you to believe that a man can become a woman, what can't they get you to believe? You know, and it's just like the shot. The first thing, and I think me and Nicole talked about this when the shot first came out. I was like, how is it when Trump was pushing the shot, they were like, we'll never take it. The day after the election, Biden said, take the shot. All of a sudden, it's the greatest thing in the world. I was like, nah, something ain't right. I mean, it's just common sense. It's like, and I never took it. And I get what you're saying about being in the military. There were a lot of people that just stood on their morals. And I think they did get their back pay back, but that wasn't a guarantee at the time. I was fortunate enough, since I'm self-employed, my employer was like, man, we really need you to get it. I was like, I'll shut my company down for a while. I was like, I'm not doing it. I said, because I'm not taking the chance with my health, because there's too much. You can't swing that far in a matter of a week and then tell me you know what you're talking about. Most people didn't do that, and most people live out of a place of fear, not out of a place of freedom. Most people an old guy once said that nobody really wants to be free. Everybody wants to feel safe. And when you live to feel safe, you're not really living to begin with. And you will listen to anything to attain a false sense of safety.
Well, yeah. Like more control.
There you go. And what's the best way? Even from the olden days, the best way to control the population is through fear.
But they give.
Oh yeah.
You know, they give their freedom to be safe because they're cowards. They're scared to fight. You know what I'm saying? People are bred to basically be toothless lions now. You know what I'm saying? Like if a guy, used to be that the guy offends you, you can go up, you slap him with some gloves and be like, "We're going outside. Take this out back." Now you do both. You do that. You go to jail for slapping them with the glove.
I don't know if I don't know if
like
this.
They've taken.
I don't know if they've been raised to do that. I think they've been shamed into not speaking their mind.
Yeah.
Even like me, I go online and I know as soon as I hit that button, it's gonna be something coming. Because I'm not gonna. You know how many friends I got when we actually get into a discussion and I ask them, "Why do you believe this?" And you can tell by the look on their face of their response, they believe it because everybody else believes it. That is a dangerous state of mind to be in.
Hey, Paul, and that's the main type of person you run into in these debates, man. They all believe it just because their friend believes it. That question of asking them why that throws them for a loop. When they get on and they say F Donald Trump,
you become a sellout, you become all these other things because they got to get away from having to stand behind what they see. And that's why they're mad at Charlie Kirk. What was his saying? Prove me wrong.
Right.
How you gonna be a fascist if I come to you and say, hey, here's a mic, tell me where it is I'm wrong.
And that goes to the title of what Kenny was asking. How did the Democratic Party self-delete?
You get mad because you can't do it.
Right. This is how they self-destructed, though. They push so much propaganda and hate, man, that none of their believers know why they hate the other side. This became hate. This is not dislike. This is pure hate, and that's how they destroyed their own party. Because now they're even losing. Politicians are walking away from the Democratic Party, and that's because everything is based on propaganda. When you get into these debates with these people, man, they don't have anything solid. It's just all propaganda. Well, look at this soundbite. Well, look at this clip right here. And it's like, bro, look at the whole thing. Look at the whole thing. And then they look at the whole thing and they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Clip, and it's like, okay, so you got
a lot of.
You get them to say you're right?
They don't have a choice because if you give them facts, what can they say?
What?
Oh, they'll say anything, but you're right. That's for sure and stuff. But
No.
Here's the problem: they've used race for so long as a go-to. It was like the play that always worked, no matter what it was. Even with COVID, the shot. Well, it's racist if blacks don't get the shot. Yeah, okay, but that's starting to fade out, and that's going to make them even more dangerous. They just found out today, or they just released today, because they've been knowing the guy that was going to go after the Supreme Court justices, transgender ideology. He's transgender. There's a lot when you corner anybody or any ideology, and all they have left after their rhetoric doesn't work, all they got left is violence. If you can't convince the people, people are going to start moving away from the Democrats. The problem is they got to have a reason to move towards. Because one or two things is going to happen. They're either going to move more to the right, or they're just going to drop off altogether and not trust anybody and just stay at home. And that's not going to do any good either. Yeah.
So they've gone further by making these people hate themselves. That's really what has happened. They hate themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not on any facts. They've made them hate who they are. They make no sense whatsoever. And some of that bottom line is to lower the age of consent for children. They want to erase the consent for children so parents have no rights, and then they can get their claws into children.
You know how
they already have. But that's what they want to do. They want to do with the vaccines, either doing it with birth control. You can get birth control without telling your parents, at a certain age at school. You know, they want to keep lowering the age to make it body autonomy for children, so then they can be responsible for themselves like an adult.
Well, you know you're in a
So
dystopian
then
society.
child can make a decision for the rest of their life as a child, not knowing them.
So then sex would be okay, falling in love with a child would be okay. You know, they can start speaking for themselves before their brain is fucking developed.
Well,
Well, I just well, you know, the new letter that they're trying to add to the LGBT plus is the P, the people,
The
the
pedo.
children identified. Yeah, that's what they're trying to add it to. They're basically they're taking everything negative
well,
about human nature
that's why you got to
and
get
running
rid of
on it
religion, because in the absence
and
of
running on
religion,
it.
you
Every
can create
about
whatever you want as a social structure. So that's why you got to destroy religion. That's why you got to
whatever you
destroy
want
the nuclear
in its
family.
place.
Yeah, so you can put what you want in its place. And you know you got almost to a dystopian society when you convince white folks to hate themselves because of something their ancestors did 400 years ago. I don't care if my daddy's daddy was the biggest serial killer in the world. I'm not gonna walk around carrying that. Talking about, man, I'm really sorry. My great great grandpa was a serial killer. but they got white folks doing that. They out here kneeling with kente cloths and
Well, but let me tell you something about
Charlie,
that. This is one
wouldn't
thing.
adhere to that, so then he was a racist.
Yep, you're right. You're 100% right.
But look, let me tell you something. This is what they don't understand. Our black people were fought and freed by at least half the country had to decide, you know what? I don't think they should be slaves no more, and had to go fight in wars and die. Those people that were freed were, when they came out of slavery up until Jim Crow, were some of the most civilized acting black people, motivated builders. You know, they had most of the damn skilled labor was in the slave from the slaves from the South. Well, that earned us a certain level of moral currency. That moral currency is running out because when they thought we were animals, but we acted civilized, we got things, we got freedom, we got rights, we got all that stuff was bestowed back upon us. Well, acting like an animal is gonna get you what? Put in a cage. So we have so many of us that are living in the slums, you know, going into the slums of morality, not carrying themselves like they have sense, and doing it on a, yeah, I want my son to be a little pistol shooter. I want my daughter to be Diamond from Players Club. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want,
You know,
It's not that. There's
for
degeneracy
kids in high
going
school.
on in the family where the men are touching everybody, and even
It's
the
a
women
full
are touching
promotion
everybody.
of the degenerate behaviors.
you're right.
Huh?
They start
You said
young.
what?
I said that it's degeneracy in the
Yeah.
fucking family. The men are touching the girls and the women are touching the boys, and they're touching them early, and they're making little fucking demons grow
And they're
up.
letting it happen.
And I don't mean this in a funny way. Like, we're raising touched on sexually, you know, overly
Hypersexual.
sexual, yeah, you know, little demons running around.
Hypersexual, yeah.
Hypersexual little people that are just narcissistic, you know. This is what I feel. I feel that demons enter your body through children. Children are innocent. You steal their soul.
That's
You
true.
borrow their body, and you can live in them till they die. And then they're running around
Steal them
with
early.
these little attitudes and all of this that goes on. You're now susceptible and you're open. Does it happen to every child that gets touched? No. But a lot of times these children are growing to be fucked up. And a lot of times they don't have families. It's happening to a lot of them. And it's just multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. And there's even good families that they look good from the outside, but the inside, there's fucking rotten, because nobody's doing anything about the degenerate behavior going on inside the family.
No, you're right. You're right. I would like to make this point, especially when it comes to the part of the Black community that they most often speak about, whether it's as how they're going to save them or as a representation. I did some looking up in numbers. Usually all you see is the bad parts of the Black community. Gangbangers, robbers, thieves, they shooting each other. And that is a part of it. But if you look at the numbers, that's less than 15% of Black America. Why is it they only use that? Why is it even our civil rights leaders use that little proportion? The news uses that small percentage to represent something, to misrepresent something, because 85% of Black folks is doing just fine. They may not be rich, they may be lower middle class, but they're not living like that. And then even in that community, have you noticed the terms we've started using when it comes to things, as she said, are the most degenerative? You don't get shot anymore with a gun. Now they say pew pew, like this is some cartoon. They don't say you got killed, now you got unalived. They're trying to make these quaint terms to take the edge off of the reality of what's going on. And I think we got to be really careful about those two things, letting all Black people be put into that very small box for somebody's purpose, because there's a reason. And then promoting it by trying to make it seem almost like a video game where there's no consequences to that type of life.
I mean, a lot of times there is no consequences because nobody will tell who did what.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, and our community, we the ones that got the. You can't snitch, but hell, you see now. Let me go into my history a little bit. I broke the law. I used to sell drugs. Now, but one thing that I never did, that I never even thought about doing, is saying that if my neighbor called the police on me, they were snitching. No, my neighbor's a regular citizen. They wasn't doing what I was doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that when you talk about that 15%, that community or whatever, it may be 15% that's doing the screwed up shit, but it's 45% that's sitting around just watching it and letting it go on and not saying shit.
Right.
And actually,
you know what I'm saying?
To live that life through you.
Like, girl, why are you having all these kids by all these dudes and you can't even keep up with them? Nobody any kind of check on that, because in our community, anytime anything goes wrong, the men get blamed and the women get shielded. So if you shield them all the time, of course it's going to get to the point to where it's out of hand, because they've never had to be accountable for shit.
Well, you know where that comes from, right?
They've never had to be accountable.
But you know where that comes from, right?
It comes from.
It comes because we get the two terms being judged and holding someone accountable, and we interchange them. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Hold on a minute. Judging you means I feel a way about you because of what you did. Holding you accountable means I know you are better than what you did, and I'm mentioning it to you to give you an opportunity to correct it and be who I know you can be. Yeah, and nobody wants to do that. You're right. Yeah, everybody wants to sit back, and then there's a large part of our community likes looking. Either they moved away from the hood or they never really was in the hood, but they like having that representation when they walk around. Oh, I'm Black because I can relate to it. No, you don't. You wasn't out there like that.
And you can blame the women. Blame the women having as many babies from different men, but it's the men who aren't caring where they lay their seed.
Well, I think it's the culture. It's both.
I'm gonna go with culture on that one. I'm gonna go with culture.
That's the thing. It's both. It's not just one.
We don't talk about how men lie to get into our pants. I mean, y'all will fake it for weeks and months. Like, you will be so fake and great.
Until
you get it, and then we're the ones who it's our fault now. Now it's our fault. We let you have it, and what
men do need to lead. You're completely right. We do got to better. Everybody's got to do better. But somebody's got to stand up and be willing to say, we got to do better.
Men do have to lead.
Yeah. So I'm 100% with y'all on that.
We have to stand up, but we have to. It's what you got to understand is men and women are contained. We're two halves of a circle. So you can't blame one without blaming the other. They both do things. Like, if
I
we
wasn't.
kept
I
stuff
agree
on
with
a
that.
moral level, or the way the way men used to protect their daughters was by you stayed with your daddy and you went from his house to your husband's house. When y'all have the choice, y'all choose wrong because y'all can't see through shit like men can see through shit. And you're not, it's not
I'm sorry.
y'all can't. I mean, y'all can't see through the shit like we can see through shit. Like dudes, we know when we talking to a guy, probably 5-10 minutes, that dude's full of shit. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long for us to decide whether a guy's full of shit. That's why
You know,
a lot of guys leave the church, because the church has become full of
That's facts.
shit. In the South,
You know what that
men
boils
say
down to though? That's logic vote versus
dudes will
emotion.
leave the
That's what it
church
is.
quick. Women will still be there, put money into the offering table.
You hear me, Kenny? That boils
Yeah,
down to logic versus emotion. That's what it is. That's
I mean, but
how
we
come
were
a
we
man.
we were meant to protect you, and that there is our fault. But what you gotta understand is now we're like 5 generations.
Uh-oh.
Hello, you breaking up? What you
Can you
say,
hear me?
Didn't hear
Lawrence?
any of that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
yeah, I got you. I think it's yeah.
I
That
can hear
breaks
you now.
down to logic versus
Yeah.
emotion. We could tell another man is full of shit because men think logically. And if what you're saying is not adding up to how you're living, I mean, we're going to say, okay, you full of shit, you just talking. But women, they're emotional, so they go off how they feel. So you could be living like shit, but you make her feel good though, and they're gonna fall for it every time because it's logic versus emotion. And that's why it's very important for a lot of these women to listen to their male friends or male influence. It's very important to have masculinity around.
But you got to, I get what she's saying though, because it's so
No,
much bullshit out there nowadays. How
no.
do you know which one to
It's
trust?
it's already been proven about the logical and the emotional part, okay? We humans are emotional, period. Men do the
But
most murder and they are emotional because they
th-
murder over bullshit. It's
okay, listen
already
to me.
been
Well, that's not
proven.
really emotional though.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
It,
No, no,
Listen to
no.
me.
it is
Listen
emotion.
to me. Listen to
It,
That's a
me.
different
A,
time.
a,
wait,
a
I'm not done
boy,
talking. I'm
a
not done
boy.
talking.
Okay, go ahead.
It is emotion.
That's a different
34% of
bell
no
curve, baby.
see
That's
34%
that's a different
of
bell curve,
female
Nicole. You got to
homicides
understand.
are the men close to them. The men closest to them kill them. That is an emotional passion killing most of the time.
Yeah, but
Okay?
that goes back to
Men
how they
are
was raised, and those
emotional.
men are typically raised by single mothers, which and then
That
they
doesn't matter. It doesn't
yeah,
matter. They're
it kind of
still
does.
emotional. Men just don't show their emotions. There's a difference. You're still emotional. It just comes out in different ways. And
Yeah,
it
but
comes out in different ways for us. You're still emotional. It
Okay,
has
now that
nothing to
goes
do
back,
with
but
it's unique to person. Some people have more logic than others, and some are just not in reality. But
okay,
not
now
every woman is all emotional and making all emotional decisions. It's a little hard for you not to fall for a man who's continuously acting like he wants to be with you. He's doing everything for weeks, for months. Like, that has nothing to do with being emotional. That has to do with being a good actor and a fucking liar. That's what that has to deal
but
with.
what draws you in is the emotion you have toward him, and that's why he can walk away because men
right,
don't
right,
necessarily have that emotion. They have a goal.
right, right. And he knows that, and he's gonna play on that because he sees, okay, I'm making her feel good, and you're gonna buy into that because you're emotional. Now, when you
It's
said
it's
boys,
the it's
when
the
you said
words that
men,
match the actions.
but
They
when you
like to
said that,
match actions and words.
when you said that
Why
men
are we
that
dis why are we dismissing playing games with somebody's head? Like it's just like that's just the way we are. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
but
a
it's
man
not every
is,
man either,
and
though.
it's like
yeah, every man
that's
doesn't do
not
that. But
It's not every
listen,
man.
listen, a man is only gonna do what you allow. He's only gonna
well
do what you
that
allow.
that's everybody. A woman's only gonna do what you allow. So I mean
But a
that
man
goes
is
both
logical. He's
ways.
not gonna allow that. A man will leave before he lets you play games with him.
Hmm.
You see what I mean? But now back,
and we
back,
can't throw blanket things out there because there's always an exception to the rule. But that doesn't discount the rule.
There is.
Even like go back to the very first time a man and a woman got into it. Everybody wants to blame Eve for taking a bite of the apple, but then what did the man do? First thing he do is threw her under the bus with God. So we both got a part in our own in our mutual demise, is what I'm saying.
What he did was not lead. He didn't lead.
You're right.
And follow God the way he was supposed to, because
I
he
don't
was
know about
listening
that.
to a
I
neighbor.
don't know about
You're
that. I don't
right.
know about that.
But then he threw her under the bus, though.
I don't know about that.
Well, of course, and didn't do what he was supposed to do.
He didn't lead.
He was supposed to tell that bitch to throw the fucking apple away, and I'm not having it.
And he bought into it. Yeah, he didn't lead. He let her do a role that was his, and it turned out bad. But if you say that nowadays and you tell a man he's got a job, a lot of women nowadays will be like, I don't need you to do that.
That was the moral of the story.
Yep.
What was the moral of the story?
That a woman is your weakness.
She can be, but a woman does have the ability to see a man's blind spot. I've noticed that. A woman is, you got the right woman.
Is that what you got out of that story?
Especially when it comes to his friends.
A woman will be your weakness. You didn't even listen to God. A man will lose his whole family over some pussy. That's what that was. You will lose the kingdom of God over a naked woman.
But is that all you got? That's all you got out of that story?
The naked woman convincing you that
is that
this
all
is what
you got
you
out of
should
that
do.
story, though?
That is the moral of the story.
And so you didn't get that Eve should have listened to her man? You didn't get that part?
She should have listened
to God too, because he told both of them.
Not her man.
No. The commandment came before Eve came.
Yeah.
She should have listened to her man. The man is the source for the woman, not God. The man is the source, and you can't circumvent that. A woman needs to go to her man and no other influence. And when you go to other influence, chaos happens. And that's what happened. She was influenced by the serpent when she should have been listening to her man. The commandment came before Eve was created, which means Adam gave the commandment, which means Adam gave the commandment to Eve. The man is the source for the woman, and God is the source for the man.
For that woman, the first woman left. She said, "Fuck you, Adam. I'm out. I'm not listening to this." That was Lilith. Lilith said, "Fuck off." So God made the other one from his rib and said, "Here. Now you're in command of her," and she still didn't fucking listen, and neither did he.
And chaos happened. And another thing you should have got from that story is that no matter how much a woman messes up, a man is accountable for her. We got to go to God for you, not you. Yeah. We got to be accountable.
You don't have to go to God for me.
When you get married,
I'll still have my own connection.
When you get married, that man is accountable for you. He's accountable for you.
Right. And that man, I'm accountable for that man.
Yeah, but the man has got it. And I learned that from even my eldest. And when I was young, he was getting married. Let me tell you something. When you get married, he said, I don't care if you go broke, if you get rich, if your wife cheats, whatever happens in your household, you the one that's gonna get blamed for it. Your wife can run through your bank account, sleep with everybody in the hood, and have 3 babies by another guy. It's your fault because you didn't run your house right. He's saying that's how the world is gonna look at you.
That's right. And that's the problem with modern women. That's the problem with modern women. They want all of the credit and none of the blame. You understand?
Oh, no, I don't want.
But a man is accountable for his household. I have a wife, and I don't care what she do. I'm accountable for her. I got to make sure she eat. I got to make sure that God, if she's prayed up, I got to do all that. You see what I'm saying? I have to give an account to God for her, not her. But she has a right to leave though. She can leave if she wants to.
Yeah,
but men are raised to stay, and women are raised to leave.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna be a leader, but if you don't want to follow, I'm not gonna drag you to me. I mean, you got free will. You can do what you want. You know.
I was like,
if you don't trust me enough to lead you, then I probably ain't the man for you. And I'm not gonna downgrade. I'm gonna say, hey, go find the guy that you meant to be led by. If I'm not him,
right?
You know, that's being a man. If I got a path and you tell me, Paul, I don't want to go down that path, it ain't my job to grab you and drag you. It's my job to say, well, then this is where we need to part ways. You know?
Yep.
Yeah, if I was with Adam, I would have left Eve though, because my woman ain't gonna be talking to no.
You had no other choice then, unless you was gonna go through that real thing again.
but he didn't listen, right? He could have listened, but he didn't listen.
But no, you are right though. A woman can become a man's weakness, though. I was just being the point of opposition, but a woman can be a man's weakness. You are 100% correct about
but
that.
that's why you got to be yoked up, because if you got the right woman, y'all are gonna become each other's greatest strength. Y'all gonna become a force together.
Paul.
That's what I'm saying.
That's facts,
That's
Paul.
what I'm saying.
That's facts.
Like, no.
You know, but we pick women and women pick men for the wrong thing. The man a woman would probably like to have ain't the man that she probably needs, and it works the other way. The woman that'll catch my eye and I'll be like, ooh, that right there probably ain't the one that I need to be raising my kids, having my back. Because what do they say? What you want ain't always what you need.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to have discernment when picking a partner. You know, and people are not raised to pick a partner. They raised to pick they raised to check a box. Or I want her to look like this, or I want her to whatever, you know. But we done got all off the topic.
Yeah.
Look here, moderator. You're supposed to keep us in line. We don't went from Charlie Kirk all the way down to Adam and Eve.
Hey, Nicole tried to check me already. I let y'all have it. She's a strong woman. She said, hold up, I ain't through talking. Okay.
So what? Because all of us go through the same thing. I think all of us are pretty much attacked when we
remember it's gonna come back to time.
So how do we sell the message like Malcolm? Because Malcolm X made some good points. And the same things Malcolm X was talking about 60 years ago, white liberals is our worst enemy. And he also said, don't trust conservatives. Trust the people that's making the best policy decisions. How do we move Black America towards that? Because we're the only thing that does the most of everything. We do the most crime. We vote for Democrats the most. We have the most abortions. Everything that screws us, we do the most of. And I'm trying to figure out why that is.
I think Nicole had a good point when she said, you know, neither party is for us. And I could see that, you know, even though I'm right leaning a little bit here. But I think it's because our people are uninformed, Paul, man. We're uninformed. We're just the uninformed people.
The reading level is 4th grade.
Right.
That's the national reading level.
Right. And I think that contributes to us being uninformed. And a lot of people get the wrong news. Like I was saying earlier, you know, a lot of these people, you ask them what they voted for, and they don't even know what they voted for. They think they're just voting for a Black woman. That's all they know. You know, and I think
Donald Trump. That's what they do.
I think
we have to find a way. We have to find a way to inform our people better, or find, you know, a way to spread the message of, you know,
informed. They don't.
Yeah, because they don't want to listen. You can have all the information out there. They're not listening. I'm on Facebook every day with the most basic of fact. Me and Nicole will go. She'll be on my post, and it'll be a basic, just simple constitutional thing you should have learned in 3rd grade, and they will run around it, away from it, throw water on it, set it on fire, unplug the computer. They'll do everything in the world to get rid of the truth.
Oh man, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he does it. I cannot.
And then another thing is that when you do that, man, when they can't attack the message, they start attacking the messenger, man, and then you get called all kind of names, and you're like, man, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to show you and inform you that this is what's up.
It's either the Epstein files or the 34 felonies. That's all they say. That's the only 2 points they keep coming back with.
And even with that, I'm like, if
34 felonies in the Epstein list.
In the Epstein list, that lets you know how much people don't want to hear the truth. Because I'm like, well, your president was the two Democrat presidents had the same files. How come they didn't release them? Well, Trump promised. I'm like, you got this disconnect between reality and outcome. You know, I'm like, if you had it, they made up a whole lie about this man in Russia. Why not use the truth if he's a pedophile? Ain't that an easier way to get him gone?
Yeah.
But so I've actually stopped. Nicole was right. I just walked away for a while. I ain't even been on Facebook. I had to take the whole app off my phone. I was like, I'm not doing it.
It would have been for sure.
I had to go to rehab.
They didn't bring
Cause she be on there like a therapist, like you need to come to therapy and stuff, cause you out here arguing with dummies. I'm like, I know, but I owe it to my people to let them know that they're not thinking about this stuff. But they don't care.
I think our community is just horribly uninformed, man. We are just uninformed.
I'll tell them a couple times, and then once I've seen it, once they say the first name, that's when I quit.
I did. Right. That was all broken up. What'd you say?
Oh, he done locked up on us.
Uh-oh.
Broke up, Lawrence.
Oh no, yours is breaking up.
You had locked up on us for a minute.
Nope.
Yeah, you back now.
Yeah, you broke up on us.
No, you did.
No, your mic is breaking up.
You was like the old Max Headroom, whatever that was.
He can't hear us.
Oh my God, that shows our age.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
He can't hear us.
Uh-oh.
Well, do y'all think it's actually any hope going forward? Especially, I think this Charlie Kirk assassination, like you said, people are actually seeing who the far left is, because most everybody's in the middle, and most people really don't care. People like us tend to be, as I said before, hyper political. Most people don't want to hear it. You get to talking too much in the weeds about stuff, and they just zone out. It's like your kids talking to you about some video game. You're like, I just can't do this. You know, as long as it's not affecting my daily, and that's what the problem is. A lot of it doesn't manifest itself in their daily life until it does, and then they don't realize it was because of a political decision that happened 2 years ago or 5 years ago. You know, so
yeah, they don't want to know, because then you're going to shatter everything that they ever believed in.
You're shattering the belief system.
Yeah, they actually admit it. Then they admit that everything they've ever done before that and coming to the truth, they were fucking, manipulated by.
Right.
And they can't come to that.
And nobody wants to be wrong anymore. Nobody wants to be correct.
Straight cognitive dissonance.
Yes. I'm college educated, and you're gonna tell me that, all this that they taught me was not right. Like, I paid for all this and it wasn't even right.
It's like, what was that? Was that a Brad Pitt movie or it was one of the movies, and he went through the whole movie, and at the end of the movie he realized he was already dead, and it just messed him up. He was like, man, I done went through all this and I'm dead. Oh man.
Yeah, but this is coming to life.
Talking about Willis.
You realize
talking about Willis before. Where the I see dead people.
No, I think it was Brad Pitt, and he crashed his crazy girlfriend, crashed the car. No offense to women, but his crazy girlfriend grabbed the wheel and drove him off the bridge.
You're talking about Tom Cruise.
That was Tom Cruise, and then he died, but through the whole movie he didn't realize he was dead until the end of the movie. Yeah, and by that time it was too late.
Vanilla Sky.
Yeah. So it's like black people have been drove off the cliff and they don't even realize it. They just wandering around, committing cultural suicide. I got in trouble because I pointed out, I was like, man, I didn't realize drill music was an extreme version of rap about killing us. People was like, oh, you just want to talk about black people. I'm like, dude, name me one other culture, one other genre that talks about killing themselves. You know what they went to? They went to, in the 60s, they were singing about drugs. I'm like, have you lost your ever-loving mind?
They can't.
Y'all are making music.
Debate, Paul. They cannot debate. That's the reason why they killed Charlie. That's the reason why they hated him. They step up to the mic unprepared, look like fucking idiots, and then they get mad about it. And
emotionally charged. They be emotionally charged up.
You know what? You're right, Nicole. And the favorite one is, you're a fascist. He says, okay, what did I do this fascist like? Well, I'm like, really? Yeah. You come to the mic to call him a fascist and ain't figured out what it is he done this fascist like?
They don't even know what fascist is.
They don't know. But they weren't taught how to think. They were taught what to think. And when you run out of what you were taught to think, you stuck. And then that's when you got to get mad because you ain't got nothing to go to.
Yes. Exactly. But, right, because you're going to be made a fool. You're going to embarrass yourself. You've just embarrassed yourself. You're going to go viral. Now you're going to look like a fucking idiot. You're going to get inboxes. You're gonna get 5,000 negative comments talking about your outfit, like all of it. So it just goes on and on.
I guess you're right and stuff. And I guess I should stop going so hard. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should be a gentler kind to me because I do not suffer idiots well. Don't come at me with no nonsense. And
I think you're really nice. You're very nice to them.
No. I tell you, I tone it back. I really do. Because I've had people like, Paul, stop being so mean. Nobody can receive your message because you want to beat them upside the head with it. I was like, well, they need to be beat upside the head because the message wasn't that complicated. That's what gets me. I'm not that smart. And if I get it, it's not even about being a Democrat or a Republican. It's about having common sense.
The truth. It's about
common basic sense and reason to think something through. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna have to get off of here. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go somewhere and just woosah for a while because now y'all got me all. And I can't get online and post nothing.
You gotta take a shot. Oh yeah, no.
All right, where'd our moderator go? He
just sitting back listening.
Look at man. I don't need you to moderate.
I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere.
So where you gonna steer the conversation? How much more time?
I'm letting you get it out, man. What am I supposed to do?
No.
I mean,
hey, like I'm in an AA meeting and stuff. My name is Paul.
Supposed to lead.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got to start voting. We got to convince.
Oh, stop it, man.
We got to start. We got to change our voting patterns.
We're not going to be able to convince them. We're just going to have to.
What?
Well, yeah, because they vote blue no matter who.
Yeah, I guess
they vote blue no matter who.
They're just
and that's crazy. Like I don't care who's up there.
Well, it's been proven that 48% will vote for anybody that's the Democrat, no matter what. You can think about it. Even with all the baggage Kamala had, she still got as many votes as the last Democrat, as Biden, as the one before him, as Hillary. There's just a certain amount of people. You're swinging a very small percentage of people every election. So you either got to figure out how to convince more of that small percentage or move more people into believing in that you got the best thing. But the economy, people vote with their pockets, and they'll put up with a lot of BS. Because if Trump don't get this economy right, it's not going to work out well for him either.
Yeah.
I mean, and he does some stupid stuff too. I mean, I like most of his policies, but he's the worst communicator of good ideas I have ever seen in my life. He could take curing cancer and turn it into a loss. I'm like, dude, how you just shut up sometimes?
Oh yeah, he can make them love cancer.
You know what I noticed recently? He just has a bitter taste in his mouth from what they did to him. He's still mad about how they weaponized the DOJ against him. So
and I don't blame him. He got some hood in him. He might be part
he can't let it go.
Yeah, they were trying to lock him up.
Because he said that on Charlie Kirk. At Charlie Kirk's memorial, what did he say?
Everybody crying about Jimmy Kimmel.
He said, I hate him.
Yeah, I hate him. He's like, I know Charlie's up there mad at me right now, but I don't want him to,
Yeah, he said, I don't wish the best.
I think they made a database of everybody who spoke bad.
Oh, I don't even think he need a database. He got a good memory when it comes to that.
I think they made a database.
Oh, I'm sure they did. But I know there's a couple of them at the top of that list. He wants Latisha James. He wants her. He wants all of her drawers. Every drawer that got some of them in there. He wants all of them.
I don't know if you saw that, but they made a site that was specifically for the people who posted bad about Charlie Kirk. So all the screenshots of everybody's posts that said everything shitty is on the site.
See, I don't like that. I get it, but I don't like it. And I think it sets a bad, because if everybody's doing the wrong thing, you just gonna get more of the wrong thing. Somebody's got to pull out the spiral. Somebody got to step away.
That's war.
Right.
But it's like being in a fight.
That's part of why. That's part of my reason for this title. That's part of my reason for this title, because a lot of people are jumping out of the spiral, especially on the Democratic Party. Like, I've seen countless videos of people like, you know what? I just registered as a Republican today because this shit is evil. So it's a lot of people that seeing in that celebration of Charlie Kirk as being evil, and they're leaving the party. I don't think they're getting a lot of those people back. I think it's going to cause a greater awakening because more people are seeing. Because what they did was they took somebody that, some people might have seen a couple clips of Charlie's and stuff like that. He might have said something. They be like, "Nah, I don't like that shit." They just cut him off and didn't look at it. But then when they come on and they say, "Oh, he's a racist. He's this. He's that. He's that," then I got to go investigate. And you got, you know what I'm saying? You got some people that actually have the brains to investigate. And once people like us start investigating and we start putting out these, here's the whole debate right there. Put the context with it. So once you get the context with it, you're like, okay, well, he's not a racist. Okay. Well, he's a fascist. Okay. No, he's not a fascist. God dang. Okay. He's right. He's this, he's that. Everything they throw out. If you play the whole,
the problem is going to be we live in a 5-second soundbite world.
It's a lot of us that do have the sense that are publicly bringing out those things. So even though it's a lot of people that are seeing it that we think, oh, they see it and they just blow it off. It's a lot of people that are seeing it and I'm like, oh shit. So they're going to, you know what I'm saying? Some of them are going to look. It's changing a lot. It's changing a lot of minds. You're going to have more people that leave the Democratic Party.
But for how long though? This is the problem. We live in a 5-second soundbite world. People think like fish. That is the question. 2 weeks from now, ain't nobody gonna be thinking about this. And the next person that gets shot by a cop or something happens, that's all they're gonna see until the next thing pops up. So really, you're down to what happens just before an election, and that's a horrible way of having to try to win votes.
It's a script. They highlight what.
Well, I don't know because it's been a long time since we had an assassination on this level. It's been a long time since we've had an assassination in America on this level. Yes. We have the 2 attempts on Trump. Then we have him. Every damn assassination, pretty much every assassination that has happened in America you can legitimately trace it back to the Democratic Party. Every single one from Martin Luther King, JFK, Malcolm X, Abraham Lincoln. You can trace them all back to the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
there's people that are seeing that, and then when you backdoor and you go back into legislation, you got people that are now saying, okay, well, I'm gonna research the Civil Rights Act and all that stuff there because they said Charlie said he didn't believe it. No, he said everybody should have the civil rights, but that's where it should have stopped. All this being able to fold that shit up and give it to the transgenders and the LGBT or all that other stuff, he's saying that shouldn't have been done. That shouldn't have been riding on civil rights.
Right.
Now, all of it is just basically exposing the hand of the Democratic Party. People are starting to actually open up and research, and then you find out, okay, the Democrats filibustered the civil rights bill for 100 years before it was passed. Then when it was passed by Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was a racist senator from Texas. Then you find out, oh snap, when the House passed it, it was 50% Democrats voted for it, but it was damn near 90% of Republicans that voted for it. So which party was more for people to have their civil rights? So when you come in and people are actually going back and doing some of this research, it's going to change a lot of people over to the right versus left.
No, it won't. You can ask her because I done posted all this stuff.
Exactly.
Well, you gotta understand. You gotta understand the ones that are arguing are not going. They're not going nowhere. But I'm talking about there are some that are listening that ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just looking and they're like, oh shit, and they doing their stuff in the background. A lot of people don't want to be ostracized by their family because the Democrats' rhetoric is, oh, you should hate somebody that doesn't think like you. You know what I'm saying? Like even me and my mom, we have a great relationship, but it's been severely labored since she figured out I have more conservative views.
You know, it's funny you say that. Me and my dad, we do that in My dad a cop. He like, oh, I see your cracker loving ass and come over here today. but you know what? It's one of the things we don't get mad at each other though. Me and my dad will go around and he will get on me. But like Nicole, it's just I don't know. I don't know. What did you want to say, Nicole? You had a thought.
They're just he said that they hate and they hate, and what it is that they're told that we hate them, that they are hated. It's narcissism. So it's just turned inward. They hate themselves and they project that insecurity and that hate out because that's all they've been taught. That's what's going on here. It's just a fucking brainwash. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's all selfishness.
Yeah, it's a psyop. It's a full psyop.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, it's a full psyop being around on all of us. To be honest,
me, poor me with everything. You know, poor me because I'm white. Poor me because I'm black. Poor me because whatever the fuck. Poor me, everything.
I was talking to somebody about that. Steve, like I told you, I have a history or whatever. When I look back, it was a time that I had where I had to actually go into solitude and actually look into myself. When I came out of the victim mindhood, when I took that victim mindset, I don't know how to say it, the victim mind state away from me, and I stopped operating on that. When I stopped operating on that, I don't have any problems anymore. When I go in restaurants, I'm not looked at, bypassed for the white couple. You know what I'm saying? When I get pulled over by cops, which really doesn't happen, I've been pulled over maybe once in the last 9 years. I'm frustrated when he gets to doing it. I'm like, this motherfucker, racist motherfucker pulling me over. But I'm happy at the time. I happen to be listening to some conservative on my phone, in the car, and he heard that and he was like, "Hey man, just chill. I'm gonna write you 2 warnings, and then the 2 tickets I'm gonna give you. All you gotta do is do this and do that, and you're gonna look." You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different experience once
he was too.
You stop operating in the negative. The energy that you put out literally does come back. That's why Jesus talks so much about prayer. That's why Buddha talks so much about karma. The energy that you put out, what you project, is what you're gonna get back. So if you run around talking about, I can't do anything because a white man got their neck, they foot on my neck, you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna be sitting your dumb ass down waiting for a handout, and that's what the Democratic Party is doing. They're good at giving out handouts, which keeps them lackadaisical. Like if you can't say, if your rent, you staying in an $1,800 apartment, but your rent is $12. Like, who wants to have to go come off that $1,786? You know what I'm saying?
Or if you do try to raise your standards up, you get to making too much money, then they make you leave. So yeah. But all you gotta do is ask somebody where is he, can't go, can't do, can't work, can't buy, can't eat, and they can't tell you that. But they'll tell you everything is racist. I'm like, well, why is it racism only affecting some of us then? Because most black folks ain't got no, there's always somebody that's not gonna like you for whatever reason. And I got a firm theory that if everybody likes you, you ain't being truthful to yourself, because there's no way you should get along with everybody all the time. Ain't no way. That means you lying to you, or you lying to them, or you lying to both of them.
Facts. I've gotten to the point where I don't care if you like me. I've come to the point where I don't care if you like me, just as long as you respect me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you ain't even got to do that.
As long as you respect me, I don't care if you like me. You ain't gonna run.
What you think about me ain't none of my business. How you treat me is my business.
Yeah, because if you try to run, if you think you're gonna run up and slap me in my face, you got something finna happen. It's finna go down. So you know what I'm saying? It's one of them situations. And
they're just doing it. Well, look, folks, I got to go out here and get ready to get this thing on the road in the morning.
One side wants you to be the victim. Then they tell you,
they tell you to baby to sleep.
I'm gonna dip out.
Oh,
it was nice talking to y'all, and I will talk to y'all later.
Be safe.
Yeah, we had a good one. Yeah, everybody about to run up out of here.
Thank you for having me.
Kind of late for me too, especially with this damn diet. I need to be sleep.
Yeah.
So the way I'm gonna maintain. But
Thank you.
yeah, it's nice being able to bump some thoughts off everybody. Lawrence Jones. All right, Nicole. It was nice having you.
Thank you for
And
having me.
we'll have to do this again.
Yes. I'm down.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good night.
You too.